Republica podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Motorsport Republica podcast. Jimmy boy, welcome back.
Mate, thanks for having me, mate. Thanks. It's like I'm a guest again.
It was the first podcast last week, guys. I'm sure a lot of you did tune in, but it was without the big Jimmy boy. He was away on holidays, and big congratulations, mate. Engage, we've lost another good one.
Yep, engaged. So got down on one knee for Bridge, and thankfully she said yes. But yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing holiday. It was good to get away in the Cook Islands, and yeah, engaged. Crazy. Yes. I feel old.
Well, congratulations from everyone, including myself, Curtis. Obviously, you're a big congratulations. you know what's going on.
I told Curtis when he walked in today, just for our listeners, and I said, "Oh, Curtis, I'm engaged," and he goes, "Who engaged to?"
Unbelievable. It's a big night of sport talk as well. Obviously, we've got Sachsenring Marquez's.
Yep.
Marquez's sort of home turf, not home turf. What am I looking for here?
Home
James?
turf, bro. Basically, it's home turf. I think you got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
So he's paying $1.01 this weekend. But can these fast, versatile Aprilias take it up to them? I think it's going to be an awesome race. Tell me a little bit about trying to watch MotoGP in the Cook Islands over. That would be a bit rough.
Yeah, it was very rough. I just couldn't do it. I just saw all the results. So in the Cook Islands. Look, it was hard because we've just obviously been engaged, and I can't just go to Bridge as understanding she was, and she was like, "You can watch it," but I was like, "No, like let's soak it up." But it was on at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that. So Moto 3 was like 11 p.m. And when you're on holidays and you just can't stay awake anyway, like you just have cocktails and drinks and you just fall asleep.
Yeah. Out in the sun all day.
Yeah, out in the sun all day. But it was good to see you and Danby. Danby did an awesome job on the pod as well. He did. It was so weird, man. Being in that like little island, I just felt so removed from it all. So removed from MotoGP, from like you guys. It was weird. It was a weird feeling. And I haven't missed a podcast. There's one episode I missed when we did like a late call up with Joel Kelso back in the day.
Yes.
But that was the first one. It felt so weird, but... the only way there, I think, I'm sure it's maybe on their normal TV. It's all Kiwi. Heaps of Kiwis there. All Kiwi currency. So, I don't know. I didn't even turn on the TV there, but you either need a VPN to go use like KO or like the MotoGP video pass. Yeah,
it's always rough. I was in Japan for the same reasons, but I missed a couple of MotoGP races. It's just so hard to... It's so hard to find, especially in the middle of the night. But yeah, looking at this weekend, Sachsenring, super excited. It's going to be a big weekend of racing. Is there going to be some rain, James? That's the other thing. We haven't had rain pretty much all year in any of the races. So we're waiting for a rainy race, and that could spice things up again. But yeah, I mean, do we really see anyone beating Marquez?
Nah, I don't think so. Look, we'll obviously go through everything, and we've got our what's your certainty, and I think both of our certainties is Marc Marquez to win. I think he's going to win personally, convincingly, especially after what we saw in Balaton Park when he hasn't been nearly that fit, and then wins in where did he win after Balaton Park? Bruno, and then obviously had a weird race in Assen. What did you make of Marc Marquez's race in Assen?
We were talking about this last week with Danby. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed. It's obviously he had 4 fast Aprilias at the front. They pretty much just disappeared. But yeah, it was a real nothingy race from him. And you know, he was holding a few people up at one point. Didn't show any convincing. You know, after his win at Bruno, you come to Assen. Yeah, such a more physical track. We all know that. But yeah, to fall off that far, it was interesting to see. That's where I'm on the bandwagon of, I see him winning this weekend, James, but not as convincingly as he usually has had in this place over the last 10 years or so. So we'll see what. I mean, you know what? If Aprilia come out and are competitive and are there or thereabouts halfway through that race, wow! I mean, that's big for them.
It's huge, but like it's just all those left-handers. It's still a fast circuit. People forget how fast it is. It's only those few right-handers where it really tightens up, and then as soon as it opens up to all those left-handers, like it's a quick circuit.
Great circuit.
Yeah, it is. It's almost underrated to a degree.
Especially down the waterfall.
Yeah.
Even that left-hander, second last corner is beautiful.
Yeah, it's all off camber. People don't realise that. It's almost like a rise in the middle of that corner. But in saying that, it was a weird one watching, obviously watching Assen and how he was quick at the start, and he made some great, crazy ballsy moves on the Trackhouse boys and on Pedro Acosta. And it was good seeing them duel again. Seems like they can't get away from each other. It was also on the soft tyre.
Yeah. We spoke about this last week about how he just wanted to go out there and do his best and be able to push at the start.
Yeah.
And he knew it wasn't going to last the whole race. But God, it tells you a lot. I mean, I take what Marquez says this year like with a grain of salt because you just don't know how he actually is feeling.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, at the start of the year we talked about how he was feeling great, but he wasn't at all.
Yeah.
And then he also said in Bruno he'd be happy with the top 5 and dominates and wins. So for me, I'm not listening to that noise at all in the last week because let's just see what comes up. We'll know probably halfway through the practice qualifying session on the Friday how good he is.
Yeah, I think he's going to dominate. I don't think anyone's going to touch him, to be honest. I think he's going to be way too quick. The Ducati's there. We know that. The Ducati's there. And then it's Bruno. Then I believe we go into, is it the summer break?
Summer break, yes.
And then that's more time for fitness for him. And he's 40 points behind in the championship. Yeah. Well, and then waking up to the news. I'm sorry, I'm kind of recapping Assen with you because I haven't spoken to you about this. I only flew in 24 hours, just over 24 hours ago. But like Marco Bezzecchi's crash, like talk about the pressure of Marco Bezzecchi and just everything that's happening there. And then that like rolls in, Tom, to the pressure now. Like it's building. And then we're going into Assen where he was quick last year, crashed out last year. Oh man, not into Assen, to Sachsenring. And like, it's just, he's now second in the championship. Jorge Martin's first, which is fucking wild. It must be really weighing on his shoulders now. Yeah, really. It's amazing looking at the results from, I'm sure you have them in front of you from last year. We'll go through them in a sec, but we only had 10 finishes last year. I mean, just James and I rewatched the race, sort of highlights of the race before the pod, and it was just amazing how in a fucking year of this sport, things are just flipped on their head. A lot of it's flipped on their head. Marquez is still up there, but yeah, it's amazing. You had 2 Trackhouse boys at the back. Yeah, they were second last and third last going into the first corner. With Salvador. I think Salvadori was ahead of them at one point. So what's the top? Well, just give us the top 10, James, because only 10 finishes. Top 10. First, obviously, Marc Marquez. Second, Alex Marquez. Third, Pecco Bagnaia. Fourth, Fabio Quartararo. Fifth, Fermin Aldeguer. Sixth, Luca Marini. Seventh, Brad Binder. Eighth, Jack Miller. Raul Fernandez salvaged 9th place. And 10th, Alex Rins, 39 seconds behind the leader. The rest, everyone else DNF'd. Crazy race. I'll go into my top 5 that I think. It was interesting to see. Digia was up there, James, last year and crashed up there. Bez was up there as well, but obviously the he was quick. Yeah, the results don't show that. But I got Marc Marquez finishing first. I got Bezzecchi in second. I got Fernandez in third, James. Yeah. He's going to bounce back. I don't think Agura is going to have as dominant weekend as he had, obviously, in Assen, even though I had called him never win a race. Bro, that was so... I'll talk about that. That was so fucking funny. Yeah. Then Digia in fifth. I've got him rounding out the top 5. So some notable casualties. Who did you do fourth? Sorry, who was fourth? Agura. Oh, sorry. Yep. Agura. Some notable casualties. You can't pick Acosta anymore with the woes that KTM have had. I mean, he will be fast, but you can't guarantee he's going to finish a race. And then got carpal tunnel. Is it? So I was watching that, right, and I'm thinking... I'm thinking, like my conspiracy. You know what I'm like with KTM. I'm hyper fixated on KTM at the moment. A little bit like yourself with planes. And caravans. Congratulations on the brand new caravan, Tom. My first investment property. At least it's on wheels. So, my conspiracy theory was if KTM's like, all right, we'll fix the bike, but there's a 50% chance that it could shit itself. If it happens, we'll give you a $100,000 bonus as fake the carpal tunnel syndrome as soon as it shits itself. We can't handle any more heat. No more. Yeah, it was a strange injury because I thought it was arm pump, but not completely different, but it's a different injury or I don't know, syndrome or illness or whatever you call it. It's an interesting one, and he's had surgery. He'll be back, but who knows what effect that's going to have on him, I suppose. Well, you get carpal tunnel from being on a computer too much. Yeah. So Eric Cartman in World of Warcraft's episode of South Park. Everyone remembers that. Power rankings. Yeah. Is a condition where the major nerve in your wrist gets compressed. The median nerve runs through a narrow passage in your wrist called the carpal tunnel. When that space becomes tight or irritated, it puts pressure on the nerve.
The theory for me is he's probably in the last 5 Grand Prix not done enough laps. You know, and we're halfway through a main Grand Prix. I'm not sure what lap he retired on, but yeah, it might be a bit of ride fitness is the issue as well, because the bike just keeps failing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible, and you wouldn't have watched any of the practice sessions, I understand, but yeah, he's plagued with issues all weekend. You know, so yeah, I don't know. They're just crawling to the end of these regulations. And just on KTM, James, signing pretty much. Alex Marquez has signed. Digit just got announced that he's leaving VR46. VR46 announced that, so that signing is pretty much coming up in the next day or two, you'd assume. So it's all the dominoes are falling. Everything that we predicted and Jack Appleyard predicted at the start of the year, I mean, our show is all coming to fruition. It's just these Grassinis, which we think's nearly done. Trackhouse is nearly done.
So Mir and Holgado's done. That's official.
Grassini, yep.
Which is what do you make of Mir and Holgado Grassini?
So you know how I feel about Mir. I just don't think he's got it. He's not cut from the right stuff. But we'll see what happens. It's easy for me to say.
Yeah,
but I mean, like
that's a good team on paper. Like I understand where everyone's going on with Joan Mir. Like I fully understand what's going on. We rewatched Sachsenring and he fucking took out a Trackhouse rider.
You reckon Holgado's done enough?
Yeah, I think Holgado deserves a MotoGP. He's probably been a little bit quieter this year. And like it's taken a while for even David Alonso to warm up on that CF Moto, but he was amazing last year, Danny Holgado, and like he's got some serious talent. And they obviously, like we normally, Tom, will be like, why is this MotoGP team sign this rider? But they normally prove us wrong, like a Furman Aldeguer. Like they just obviously see something that we don't see. Clearly, they're there every weekend. They see the data or whatever. They know. They speak to these riders. They see what their mentality is like. I just think it's a great for Grassini and for Danny Holgado. I think it's great that he's on a brand new Ducati 850cc's on the Pirelli, and he does have an elder statesman, a world champion in Joan Mir. And like, look, I get it. Jury's out in Joan Mir. Like, he's got to be putting in some sort of results. Like, he can't be crashing. He can't be doing what he's doing. I understand the notion of Joan Mir and Honda, and look, he's the only one to push it. He's trying to find a limit every race, but at some point, you still got to bring the points home, and we said that at the start of the year. Yeah. But for Holgado, like, great opportunity. I think it's a great lineup for Grassini. Grassini, it's not like they need the 2 best riders. Like, look at what they've done with Anea Bastianini. He's been quick on it. Alex Marquez has turned his career around in Grassini, and that can be the same thing with Joan Mir. You know, they need an older rider and a younger rider, like an Alex Marquez with a Furman Aldeguer, and the same thing of Joan Mir and Danny Holgado. Because when Alex Marquez signed for Grassini Ducati, no one thought anything of it. Yeah, and look at him now. He got second in the championship with that bike.
Yeah, he just burned so many bridges, Mir, with his crashes.
Oh, I know. Like, yeah, for sure.
Like, it's just, I mean, he's just got to perform and just stay on the bike, you know. But you're right about Alex Marquez. Actually, a very similar path from Alex was just, you know, top 10s pretty much for 4 or 5 years, and then pops in and finishes second.
Almost not even. Like, he was nowhere on that Honda. Like, everyone forgets he was fucking nowhere on that Honda.
Well, he should never have signed Repsol Honda. That's just fucking, we know how terrible that seat would have been.
Yeah, he would have got a good paycheck at least, but like, he's going to get a good paycheck out of factory KTM. But what do you think of Maverick Vinales' comments of KTM? Did you speak about that last weekend? How he was talking about, you know, it's almost KTM's loss, like they should be the one like coming up to me, signing me. And it's like, bro, my note with fucking...
Gunther Steinig's come out and sort of squashed that pretty quickly. I think their relationship seems to be souring as well, so...
He was...
Good for probably Center Aegis, we reckon.
He was 2 seconds off the pace in Assen, a lap, Maverick Vinales. Like, that's criminal.
Yeah, I don't know what's... completely and utterly... And we shouldn't be surprised, James. We should have just never given him any ticket.
What did we go? Put him 7th in the championship?
Oh, put him 5th, I think. Fucking hell, what do I know, seriously?
He's got us good again. But, like, I don't see him... He's not in the paddock next year. I don't see Maverick... Of those comments, Gunther Steiner's not going to put up with that. I just reckon there's going to be 2 rookies on that Tech 3 KTM bike, because I don't see Maverick Vinales signing...
It's just wild for me, though. You have... I know it doesn't matter as much because you're going to have all these new regulations, but you have 4 new riders on those KTMs. All 4 new riders. I mean, when's the last time that's happened? 4 replacement riders for that team. Well, 2 teams. Wild. So, yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know if they just need to keep someone in there.
Motorheaven.com.au, Tom Shavier, family owned, #1 online motorcycle accessories retailer in the country.
James, you got a family-owned business.
Yep.
You got the cheapest prices.
Yep.
And free shipping over $150. What else do you actually want?
There's actually nothing else you can want. The biggest brands, they are #1. We love them. OGs of the pod, motorheaven.com.au. Check them out. What about Trackhouse? So apparently Bastianini.
Well, apparently Bastianini has signed.
Yeah.
Sealed and delivered.
So I think that's done.
And then we think and we've been told that Fernandez has signed.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
So I think poor, who would have probably signed there? I don't know. It might have been a Senna Aegis. We just don't know. That's the final seat with Tech 3 seems to be the seat now.
Well, I think it's going to be like there's two going. It'll be like a Marini and a rookie.
Yeah, either a Gonzalez or a Senna Aegis, I assume.
Because Senna Aegis' name was floated for a little bit there, 6 days ago.
Oh, dude, he got interviewed after the race and I said this in the group chat with all the Patreon guys that he just is MotoGP material. Like the way he just mate, he was interviewed and just looked down the camera and just said exactly how it was, fucking professional, fierce. Like he was just perfect he's just gonna fit into MotoGP. Amazing. And the other thing, Moto3, Moto2 start, he's standing on the pit wall. Bagnaia, Morbidelli standing next to him, chilling out. He's part of it.
Yeah.
I think he's going. I see it happening. Damn, does not rate Senna Aegis, James. That's word on the street.
What did he say?
He doesn't rate him. He thinks he's a middle road rider. So I screenshotted that on my messages this week, and I said, mate, when he comes out and has a good year next year, I'll be showing you this. So.
He's already had a pretty good year, to be honest.
I haven't been good with the picks though this year, Jimmy. I'm been a bit rough with the old calls. The old crystal ball's been a bit off. So a bit of a winter reset, I think.
Too many eyes on caravans.
Yeah. Too many white wines, you mean?
Too many white wines. My top 5 for Sachsenring, Tom. 5th, I went Raul Fernandez. 4th, Pecco Bagnaia. 3rd, Iagura. 2nd, Marco Bezzecchi. Bounce back. 1st, Marc Marquez. Untouchable.
Jeez, you got Bagnaia in front of Digia.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right.
Digia's... He's almost near on impossible to predict.
But you know what, James? Yes and no. He's also probably been the most consistent rider this year.
For a top 7.
Yeah, well, maybe top 5. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him 2 extra places.
Yeah, because You're right. He's been so consistent, hasn't he?
And we don't. And the thing is, we are probably our own worst enemies. We don't talk about him. We don't think about him. We don't put him in a top 5, and he always seems to be there. So
I know.
It's just one of those things with him, and I'm sure everybody else is the same. But he's not that far away. In the points tally, just keep finishing. And, if there's some injuries and everyone taking each other out by the end of the year, he might be just thereabouts. We'll see.
What's your thoughts on Jorge Martin after Assen?
I don't know, man. He, for me, is just the biggest, talk about cock tease.
Yeah.
I love him. I hate him. I love him. I hate him. I think he's unbelievably good for MotoGP, but he's still recovering. He's still recovering from that injury, and I see him having a good weekend at Sachsenring, but he's the one that will benefit most from this summer break coming up, I think. But as I said, James, I just put the post out. We both put the post out. You put the post out of my quote from last week. Everyone's talking about Bez versus Marquez, but we should be thinking about Iagura and Martin, which no one would have picked at the start of the year.
No, that's right. So Jorge Martin's in 193 points. Marco Bezzecchi 2nd and 186 points. Digia 3rd and 177 points. So he's only 9 points behind Bez. Iagura is 168 points, and Marc Marquez is 5th in 153 points. So obviously it's still wide open, but far out, man. Jorge Martin is just such an interesting character. And then it's clearly a fractured relationship with Aprilia. There's no real goodbyes. We all know he's gone to Yamaha, et cetera. They've said that, their riders are leaving. But geez, it's frosty. And it would just be so insane if he does it again and then takes it. I don't think he'd do the number 1, but if he takes the number 1 to Yamaha, if I'm Yamaha and I've signed Jorge Martin, I would just be just nervous. That's all. I'll just be nervous with Jorge Martin because yes, he's fast and yes, he's amazing, but for like controversy and team harmony, he makes me nervous. And it's such a team sport, MotoGP.
Yeah. But it's one of the reasons Aprilia probably, I don't know if they had a choice at all, but picked Pecco Bagnaia because he's just going to fit into that team so well.
For sure.
You know, he's going to cause no problems at all.
Correct.
And that's what maybe that team harmony needs. Is Bez good enough to lead that team and you know, Pecco to be his sidekick to a certain point? I'm sure they want Pecco to be up there, but as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, when's the last time two riders have finished first and second in the championship on the same team? It's been a long time. So
it's interesting with Jorge Martin. Like I just for team harmony, it's just such a big thing. And look, you can still win world championships if two teammates are going against each other. But Jorge Martin, like that was fractured obviously from the Honda, you know, halfway through Le Mans last year, really. Like it all just turned to shit. And I said to you this whole time, I was like, Tom, like there's always going to be just those thoughts in the back of their head. Like I never just thought I'll just see them just put everything behind them, and you know it clearly hasn't. And then was it lost in translation when Rivola came out and said, "I'd rather be working with purebreds than other donkeys"?
Yeah, it was lost in translation. We've confirmed that, but
it's a good line.
It is. But James, it's in life as well. A lot of people say this: you forgive, but you don't forget.
Yeah.
And Massimo Rivola and that whole group of Aprilia head honchos, they wouldn't forget in that moment in Le Mans 2 years ago. You know how fractured that was after he was just, pardon the pun, injured whole first half of the season.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're going to want to move teams. Like fuck, that's hard. Especially what the Italians are. They're very proud. They're very community family based, and for them to do that would have been like a red line through his name. We have to assume that. You know, like we are making a lot of assumptions here. Obviously, a Motorsport Publica, but you know, that's human nature.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's interesting. Now I just want to jump on this before I hyperfixate on something else, James. Digia's results this year.
Yep.
So 6th in Thailand. Then he went 3rd, 4th, 1st, 5th. Got taken out in Hungary, and then 4th in Brunei.
That's unbelievable.
And then 4th in Netherlands. He's just been there or thereabouts in every single race.
You'd actually think he would be he'd be higher than 3rd in the championship with that, but obviously, like he's got 1 win, 3 podiums.
Well, the thing is as well, it's about the sprint race as well, isn't it? Where he was 8th, 2nd, crashed, 5th, 4th, 3rd. So he's probably hasn't performed as well in the sprint.
Yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it?
It does.
That's a good stats. I like that. That's very interesting.
Marc VDS died today. Very sad moment for the MotoGP community. Huge, independent team owner in both MotoGP, Moto2, World Superbikes.
Yeah, I think he starts European GT racing or cars, touring cars. I saw him in Marc VDS cars.
Very sad, and a lot of riders would have gone through his team over the past how many years he's been in it. So there was a few posts today that came up, which was nice to see, but very, very sad. Very sad.
Yeah. It definitely is. Tom, what is your surprise going into Sachsenring?
My surprise is Joel Kelso is going to podium.
Wow.
Yeah, he performed pretty well here last year. So the year before he was performing really well and then crashed in the waterfall. So I've got him finishing in the podium. I think it's time. We'll see how that bike goes around the track, but hopefully it evens out. Or both the KTMs and the Hondas.
I like it. I haven't seen it. How was the race in Assen? I know the results, but
it was amazing.
Moto2.
Yeah, amazing. Probably one of the best of the year.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, really, really good.
Love that. My surprise, T-Shavs, is Diego Moreira to be fast.
He had a shocker, James, in Assen. A shocker.
I know. And you made a good point with Assen that it takes a lot of balls, and to be a rookie there, hard track to be fast at.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself because we spoke about this last week, but for me, just those throwing the bike into those corners, a lot of on-camber corners, especially that. Like, I mean, talk about that last chicane. Seeing that some of the camera footage does not do that justice how tight that is.
Yeah.
And that's where Iragura just threw it in, And it takes a lot of experience and confidence to do that.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think he's going to bounce back well on Sachsenring. He's clearly got speed. He was fast in Mugello. Mugello's a track you still need balls for.
We looked at Igura in Sachsenring last year. He was second last.
Yeah.
So let's see how the progression of another year in MotoGP goes injury-free as well.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But going back to Diego Moreira, like he's gonna be like I just think he's gonna be fast in Sachsenring. I think that track lends it to him. Could make the Honda work around there at the same time. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm so looking forward to this round again. Finally, and then a big summer break.
Yeah, big summer break. I know it's sort of that time of the year again, isn't it? That time of the year. What about, James, your certainty? I think I know your answer.
Marc is. He's going to just dominate, man.
I am the same.
He's going to go Juan, and Juan.
I don't think dominate. I don't see him winning by over 7 or 8 seconds. What's dominate these days? That's a lot. It's a big lead. That is a massive lead.
Nah, like 3+.
Yeah, that's a big lead.
It just that doesn't happen anymore. Like a 10-second lead.
Nah.
That's like 2010 era spec when someone's got out in the lead. Jorge Lorenzo Mugello.
20 seconds? Like, it'd be crazy, wouldn't it, seeing that?
20 seconds?
20 seconds.
Oh, nah, fuck. That's like 500cc days.
Well, Rossi would have won by 20 seconds, Phillip Island in 2004 when he got the penalty.
3. On the Repsol Honda,
he won by 14 seconds, didn't he?
Yeah.
With the 10-second penalty, yeah.
That was fucking insane. But like MotoGP's just, it's just not. It's too close now.
Yeah,
it's too close, and they also conserve tires. And probably ever since Jorge Lorenzo, it's at the point now where, like he still dominated and had massive race wins, but then there was also like Mugello rounds where he would be. He would get to himself to 3 seconds in front and then just manage the gap. Don't burn any tires. Don't do anything too crazy. Don't try and get it out to 10 seconds unless someone's making a mistake behind you, which can happen.
Yeah. What you also missed last week was the front ride height device banned.
Yeah.
So it didn't really affect too much at the start. Everyone sort of got away pretty well. We were expecting they were expecting wheelies and all sorts of stuff, but nothing really eventuated. So we'll see if that changes anything this weekend. It's just another one to think about. It's a very awkward start. Sachsenring downhill braking off camber.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably one of the hardest corners on the calendar.
Yeah, especially for a turn 1.
Yeah. So we see so many front end washouts there. We saw Aragura take out Mir last year in the first quarter because it's just so challenging. It looks so challenging, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It also feeds out. With the pit exit, it was incidents over there in the years where people crashed and take people out. I think it was Martin and Zarco, was it, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's right. And then remember in Sachsenring they had the rule where they all had to start from pit lane.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking MotoGP spec.
Yeah.
And then they all just had to race out and then get the best position they could and then start from pit lane. It was slow MotoGP, which is funny. I know we touched on Pedro Acosta before, but like, what do you see? What do you expect from him for Sachsenring? Because like, how can you put any idea? Like, he's clearly the fastest KTM rider by a mile, but like, if you're thinking of Pedro Acosta, you must be just thinking, I don't even know what I'm going into. I don't know if the bike's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to be fast. I don't know if the bike's going to be fast. Like, he's clearly always kind of top 6, but is he second or is he 6th?
I just don't think it matters anymore, James, because is the bike going to finish? Like, is the bike going to make it to the end? I mean, that's the biggest problem at the moment. We touched on it earlier in the pod, but look, I still, obviously he's one of the most talented riders on the grid, but yeah, I definitely don't have him in my top 5, 6th or 7th maybe this weekend, but we'll see. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. Like, he's just, the poor guy is just, one thing after another with this bike. He cannot wait till that Valencia post-season test if he's allowed to ride the bike.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll be there.
We'll be there. And then Alex Marquez, like, I'm scared for him going to a factory KTM. Like, I get he's going to get the paycheck, but, like, you just... Like, you don't even know what you're walking into.
You don't, but look, I think it's going to be a cool environment there next year. Like, 4 new riders, a whole new fresh start. I think it's an exciting team for me. I think, Digia, Alex Marquez in the factory lineup, if we have a Senna Aegis in there and a Luca Marini, I mean, that's 4 cool fucking riders coming in 27.
Very cool riders, but like, look.
Like, Vinales not cool, James. He ain't a cool rider.
He's got so many fans,
not cool.
Oh, you've been harsh on Bastianini for a long time.
He's not cool. So
He's got aura, Bastianini.
he does, yeah. But late race pace, baby.
Harsh on Manu Gonzalez.
Yeah, but he still might clinch that ride. I mean, I don't know why we love Senna Aegis, but why you'd pick Senna over Manu?
Well, Manu's proven. Like he's so deserving of a MotoGP. If he doesn't get one,
and he should have won. He should have won last weekend as well.
Yeah,
and just got pipped at the line. So yeah, it's one of the biggest travesties he doesn't get picked up. But he has to the following year. You'd think if someone doesn't perform, in any of the teams,
And are we still on track for Diego Moreira to go factory Honda with Quartararo? Because that was a talk for like a month ago, a month or 2 months ago now. And then David Alonso was going to go to LCR Honda.
Yeah, well, word on the street is Zarco's not going to ride next year as well. He's going to be a test rider. And there'll be another spot there at that LCR Honda team where Senna's name's been thrown around as well. So there might be 2 chances for him.
Would you rather be on that LCR Honda or Tech3 KTM?
Well, you'd rather be on the LCR Honda, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't say that 2 years ago, but now you definitely would.
Well, how much is that? They've almost been unlucky, but how much has that transformed that team now having Diego Moreira on a proper rider with an elder statesman, not just Chantra?
Yeah.
Because it helps obviously develop the Honda, especially going into new regs when there's going to have 4 fresh Hondas on that. You can't have a spud on there. But if you're David Alonso, great being on factory Honda, but if he's on a Honda contract anyway, probably getting a ton of money. I'm sure he'd rather be in a factory Honda, but being on that LCR bike it's not going to be no slouch.
Yeah, just going back to that Senna interview I spoke about earlier, there's just some confidence there, James, and I don't know. I think
he knows something.
Yeah, I've just got a feeling he's signed a deal in MotoGP next year. I don't know where it is, but he's signed something because for him to be pipped at the line when he had the pace, nearly won the race, and you go, "Yep, I'm happy with it. It was a good ride." Blah blah blah. It's just that confidence underlying that I think he might have got from a signature. That's my call, and I think what a team to just jump onto now. LCR Honda with either David Alonso or Moreira. It doesn't matter, James. Both awesome teammates, and to go on this Honda that we think is going to be the fucking God's gift.
Apparently, it's a rocket ship.
We'll soon see. But yeah, that's a great space for him. Puts Manu into the MotoGP as well on the depleting KTM, poor bastard. But I mean, that's just a perfect scenario for everyone, I think. And look, we love Zarco, but you got to let the fresh blood come in. And him as a test rider doing some. I know there's no more wild cards, but for him to be a fill-in as well, perfect.
So he's not racing for the rest of the year, yeah?
I don't think so. The word on the streets, no. The word on the streets, he's pretty much done. So,
fuck, rough. That's harsh, man. Yeah. That injury is one of the worst I've seen. Well,
look, I still I reckon he was lucky. From what his body was going through, James, and that rollover, his leg was caught. I mean, fuck, I'd almost take that. He might have a Johnny Hopkins limp for the rest of his life, but at least he's got his fucking head on.
Yeah, well, I saw some footage of him in the gym and stuff, and he's getting back to it. But man, that what a surreal weekend though Barcelona was. That was fucking insane.
But how this is this sport, isn't it? I mean, the MotoGP just changed in an instant. And we spoke a couple of weeks ago about the injuries and this is what the other thing in other motorsport cars, especially they don't have this issue because you don't get injured these days like you do in a motorcycle race. So. It all can change in a matter of... And you go out of favour. You get injured. You're out for 4 weeks. You have a young kid that comes in and you're like, oh, well, we'd rather him next year. Just,
I know.
It happens everywhere in the world. Know.
That's crazy. It's MotoGP, a week is a long time.
A long time. And if he can stay on as that role as well, then I think perfect, yeah.
Who can you see... who would you rather, if you're Mr. Yakamoto Honda... HRC racing department.
Shinjuku Racing, yeah.
Shinjuku Racing.
Who's the alias?
It's like Mission Win Now, Marlboro. If you were Mr. Honda, would you rather Diego Moreira on the factory seat with Quartararo, or would you rather David Alonso, rookie?
I think you'd put... I'd rather I'd rather David Alonso go to the second team as his first year. I think that's only fair. I think it's less pressure. you're going to have exactly the same bike as what, the factory Honda's boys will be. Everyone's on a clean skate, new race rules and everything. But it depends, man. His signature might be so sought after. He's the big young talent coming through. Maybe his contract said he has to have a factory team. He might have had offers from elsewhere that say, they're factory offers. So who knows what that contract actually states. That's the other thing.
Or he could be signed like with Jack Miller. It's like a Honda contract, so they can put him on any team.
Yeah.
Which is normally kind of what they do these days, especially for those young kids.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's he's the biggest guy to come into the sport since Acosta, definitely. But maybe even bigger than that.
Do you and Danby talk about the new Yamaha MTO3s, the new Yamaha Moto 3 bikes?
Not really, no. The new R6s?
Yeah, R7s.
R7, sorry, yeah. So it's going to be which I think is a great, absolutely awesome initiative. They're all going to be on the exact same machinery.
Same motor. I don't, honestly, I don't even know a lot about it, but I believe it's like maybe different chassis. Actually, I don't even think it might be different chassis.
No, I think it's all just R7s. Which I think is perfect. They should all just be on the same bike. Like, it shouldn't have to matter. Oh no, he's on a KTM or he's on a Honda, so he's going to be disadvantaged in that smaller class. So
yeah, Yamaha become exclusive motorcycle supplier for the Moto 3 Championship. It's fucking wild. I don't like it. I'd rather there be like prototype bikes, which they are going to be like race prototype.
Yeah, you're not
spec. They're not going to be a fucking shitbox R7.
No, you're not jumping on a super sport bike. I mean, not even that, but a 300 or anything like that.
Yeah, Moto 3 will become a single supplier. Will field Yamaha prototypes. Okay, so they're fielding Yamaha prototypes. So it'll be like a prototype chassis producing around 95 horsepower to a weight of 120 kilos. The engine will be based on the R7 engine.
Yeah, still a prototype bike, but all exactly the same, which I think is great.
But imagine being like CF Moto, Red Bull KTM. Like, how are they going to do that on a Honda Team Asia on a Yamaha? Honda logo on the Yamaha? On the Yamaha?
Who knows? KTM are probably thinking, thank God we don't have to spend any more money. Thank God for this, we can finally pull out a Moto 3.
They've been trying for so long, but they're so nice they can't, the Austrians. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, my most interesting thing going in though, like for Sachsenring, is just Aprilia and Marco Bezzecchi, because Marco Bezzecchi, man, he had this championship by the balls for this whole for until 3 rounds ago.
Bro, he's standing on the podium in Mugello.
I know.
We're singing his praises the next night, saying championship done. We're going. It's signed, sealed, delivered. Put it in the mailbox, mate. It is done. But, it all just got unraveled in the last 3 weekends.
What was the catalyst for it all? His teammate, Jorge Martin, fucking taking him out in Balazon Park.
Yeah. But no, yes. But also, he's made some fucking fundamental mistakes as well. I mean, not punching a marshal, slapping a marshal.
That was just like T-Shav Mayo, just like instantly right there.
Yeah, but that's the pressure building though, isn't it? It's a pressure building, and then goes out and has a monumental accident last weekend. So
fuck, that was a big crash.
Yeah, massive crash. So yeah, they were talking about how the Aprilia really struggles to follow close. It doesn't slow them down, but they just lose all front end feel.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit of an Achilles heel for that bike, and we saw that wholeheartedly with what happened to him. But man, again, talk about luck. He's hit gravel and then tarmac and then gravel again. He's lucky,
bro. How he was like rolling or flying through the air just about is scary.
Surprised to see no news about him in terms of concussion rules and things. I mean, in AFL which is Australian Football League for our international listeners, if you get knocked out, you have to miss a week. Now, obviously, it's a 2-week break, but that was a severe. He got knocked out, James, in my opinion, and it was would be a pretty severe concussion. So interesting. He's going to come back under that 2-week period, which a lot of time I don't think even in AFL you have to have 2 weeks break.
Is there even a concussion rule in MotoGP?
No, there's not at all. There's not at all. We saw a young AFL footballer yesterday hit his head on the field and died. I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, this shit just keeps happening for some reason. I don't know what it is, but
unlucky.
We haven't. So unlucky.
Yeah.
So unlucky. But I mean, I could walk out this type of walkout tonight, get hit by a truck, you just don't know, do you?
Yeah.
So
That's right. You just don't know, like, when your times come,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Going into the 850s, though, Tom, I'm, like, speaking about, like, how unrideable the Aprilias are riding close from behind, I lose front-end feel. I'm really excited for the 850s because for all the talks, all the engineers are really saying that it's going to be brought back to the rider. The rider's going to make the difference. It's not going to be the bike, which is really exciting. It's exciting for the championship, and I think that's going to help the likes of, obviously, Marc Marquez is going to be championship favorite, I think, no matter what. But like your Pedro Costas, your Quartararos, hopefully like your Bezzecchis, whatever. But really seeing, as we like to say, is a cream rise to the top. Make it more competitive. It's already super competitive, but seeing the rider make the difference is what motorcycle racing is all about. It's not about the technology of the bike. Yes, it's great seeing loopholes and what the engineers can do. It's not Formula One. Seeing what Valentino Rossi could do, how he could ride around a problem, how Marquez can ride around a problem, how Mick Doohan could do it back in the day, how Casey Stoner could do it. You could see on show, visibly in front of you, why that rider is faster than everyone else on that day.
Just another layer of why 27 is going to be so exciting. And we've got these new kids coming through, rookies. We've got, young talent going to championship winning bikes as well. I mean, it is super exciting. And you hit a nail on the head. It should be like that. It should be it should be 70% rider, 30% bike like it has been, and it's flipped on its head in the last few years with these new, ride height devices, all these prototype things. So
aero, tire pressure, like it's and look, no shades like Raul Fernandez. Is there another example? I don't know. Let's just say Raul Fernandez. But like he was fucking nowhere for so long and just didn't seem like a rider that could ride around problems like a Bagnaia or Marquez.
What about Bagnaia?
Yeah, maybe not Bagnaia. But like a rider that like a Costa that can just ride around problems on a slow bike and pull results.
Quartararo to a certain extent.
Quartararo to a certain extent. Yeah, it's a good
I know
point.
He's fallen off dramatically, but he still shows us some qualifying brilliance.
Yeah, he does. So let's say like Quartararo, a Marquez, and a Pedro Costa who can clearly ride around issues, and not have the best bike and win, or be podium or do some brilliance. Where like if Raul Fernandez wasn't on the best bike, would he be still pulling the same results? And like I don't think so. And like I think if the Aprilia isn't up to scratch, then it could be it could be a very, very difficult time for Raul Fernandez. Like, and look, it's the best bike. I'm sure he's helped develop it or whatever, and he's on it and he's doing a fantastic job. But like, this is like if we're going to the 850 cc's and it's up to the rider, then like all my chips are on Marc, and then it's gonna be like a Pedro Costa. I actually really see it being a Ducati dominance again, not because of Ducati, but because they've got the two best riders.
Yeah, interesting. Now, James, our friend Connor at On Track Experiences has the MotoGP package for you.
Mate, he does. We went to Thailand Grand Prix for round 1 this year. Had an absolutely incredible time. One of the best events we've been to. He is the man that we learnt gets things done in the Grand Prix.
He certainly does. He has access to things that money can't really buy, but you need to jump on their website, ontrackexperiences.com. All the packages are on there. Inquire now to any MotoGP race this year.
Yep. Inquire at ontrackexperiences.com. Hit him up on his social media on Instagram as well. He will not disappoint you, and that's a guarantee.
It's a Motorsport Republic, a guarantee. Yeah, it was interesting hearing some talk they were very impressed with Top Rack in the 850cc test. Very impressed. So it's also that to think about as well, him coming in with these... how good is this guy? How good can he be? Can he be up there? I know it's a Yamaha. I know it's all new rules and regs, but can he be up there as well? That's the other exciting bit for me.
Yeah, and like that's such an unknown as Yamaha going to 27. Like, look, we all know how far behind they are now, and I don't expect them to make some rocket ship. But I do expect these guys like Top Rack or an Igura, and a Jorge Martin to still be relatively competitive because it should be down more to the rider, and look, they're not a Valentino Rossi that can just ride this Yamaha like they did, jumped on that bike and away he went and was winning races. I'm sure that's not going to happen, and we're probably never going to go back to that. But for what these athletes and riders can do is I think I'm just praying that it's going to be a lot more down to the rider, because like what we're watching this season is it's really down to the bikes to a degree. Like it's still a motorcycle, you still have to ride it. I understand that, but like,
oh yeah,
we're still down to the manufacturer.
When you got a Raul Fernandez pulling away from a Marc Marquez, there's something not right.
Yeah.
Just to your point as well about next year, how everyone's jumped on the bandwagon of Aprilia. Also, Jorge Martin jumped on the bandwagon of Aprilia and went to a good brand. Then tried to go to Honda, got blocked. Now, do you think he had a choice to go to Honda? Or do you think he tried to go to Honda, it got blocked, then they went a different direction and signed Quartararo? Or do you think he turned down a Honda ride and chose Yamaha instead?
For 27, Jorge Martin, I think Honda didn't even offer him a contract for 27.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So when he tried to jump ship there in Le Mans last year...
Yeah, Honda wanted him. Honda were ready to sign him, and there's who were we speaking to? Was it Appleyard? Someone in the paddock was like, there's animosity between Honda and Aprilia because Honda tried to steal their contracted man, the current world champion. But so there was Honda was ready to sign Aprilia, but Aprilia MotoGP blocked it, which is kind of a sneaky thing to do. Very sneaky.
MotoGP blocked it because they don't want contracted riders going there. So we get to this year. I'd love to know what happens, and we'll find out. But I'd love to know if he's reached out to Honda again and gone, I'm ready to sign, and they've gone, no, we're signing Quartararo. So he's gone, fuck, what other options do I have? Really, Yamaha is it? Or has he seen something in this Yamaha next year, the outfit? Have they promised him the world like they would? To go, well, actually, no, I'm choosing Yamaha because I think they're going to be fast next year. I'm sure
he's promised him the world, but I reckon he would have wanted to go to Honda. But I think Honda's seen everything that's happened of Jorge Martin and go, look, we're finally just crawling our way out of the dark depths of 15th place. We're signing Quartararo. Like, we're signing a David Alonso. You'd rather Quartararo. You'd rather a David Alonso and a Diego Moreira than... Look, Jorge Martin's a fucking world champion. I understand that, but the dude just seems so hard to just... Yeah, and he's such a flight risk.
And talk about team, continuity.
Yeah.
That's for me. You're going to have the young David Alonso. You just got to put him and wrap him in cotton wool. He's going to be the future. You don't want anything fucking that up.
Yeah, same with Diego Moreira.
David Alonso, is the next Marc Marquez, and could be the next Marc Marquez for factory Honda. So they have to just build that team around him. And obviously Quartararo is just the bonus, isn't it? He's going to have, I don't know, maybe 6 more years in him. Can he win 3 more championships?
Well, that's it. Like you don't want to be upsetting the apple cart there. The Japanese definitely don't want that. And I think it's an easy choice. And I just think how Jorge Martin's, right or wrong, gone about it. And look, we know he's quick, but it's such a team sport. It's not just an individual sport. He might win the title for Aprilia, and fuck if he does, amazing. Yeah. But
he is still the fastest rider on the grid, 1 lap pace.
He's amazing.
He's the fastest rider. He's the fastest rider in the world, but all the baggage that comes with him is the issue.
And that's what we've said all along, is that's what makes him so fast.
Exactly. And the thing is, he's had a fair year. Like, talk about baggage, he's had a pretty quiet year in terms of gossip, but then he goes out and has 6 crashes in Barcelona. It's like...
And then takes out Bezzecchi and 3 other riders.
Takes out Bezzecchi, yeah, fuck.
It pushes his team.
Yeah.
One of the mechanics.
Yeah, got the way.
So, has it been quiet? I don't think so. Crashes after winning the fucking sprint in Coda.
That was hard. That was a hard one. But
hard one. No one's ever done that. Even Biaggi saved it.
At least he didn't fucking slap a marshal in the sand trap though.
Well, still fucking Aprilia. Yeah, that took the heat off him.
Could be worse.
But it's too much. It's too much.
Bio was talking about if Martin did that, it would be fucking, you're out of this team. We don't want you back. But Bezzecchi did it. You anger at him for a day, and then he's like, "Oh, he's a good bloke. It's fine." Yeah. You got to earn their respect. And,
you do.
And Jorge Martin hasn't.
If Martin did that, he probably wouldn't have had a ride for the rest of the year. Like I genuinely think that.
Fucking going, yes, I'm in
again. He's like, no, not again. I fucking raced all last year.
Yeah, crazy.
We got hot takes.
Yeah, shark helmets, baby. We're back better than ever. With Jimmy Boy. So hot takes.
Thank you for everyone sending them in. It was It's good to be back, Tom. I feel like a new man.
All right, Pongi 2008. Bez Championship charge is completely and utterly over.
Nah, it's not. He can bounce back. He's still got a whole second half of the season, but he, with a faster and faster Marc. Like, talk about the Marquez pressure. We spoke about this. Balaton, he goes out and wins, and we're like, oh, pressure's coming. And then everything that's happened afterwards, some of it's obviously not his fault, some of it is. But it's not an easy road now, and he's not even leading the championship. He's got his teammate to contend with. He's got
all three Aprilias to contend with. That's the other thing. I mean, they're all race winnable blokes now. So,
and even Bagnaia has been quick. He's been quicker.
Yeah.
There's people stealing points off each other. Didja. So we always forget about Didja. People stealing points off each other. Alex Marquez is just going to get faster through the season as well. He had a great...
Aldeguer.
Yeah, Aldeguer. He had a great round in Assen. So
the only thing for me with Bezzecchi is he's going to finish strong. The last 4 rounds, he's his bread and butter. So that's always going to be his trump card going towards... If he's there or thereabouts those last 4 rounds, he's going to be fast in Mandalika. He'll be fast in Phillip Island. And then Portugal and Valencia, you'd assume the same thing. I mean, he was so fast there last year. So,
do you assume that Marc Marquez will be fully fit by after summer break?
But, James, this is my issue with Marc Marquez. It's been 9 fucking months since his fucking crash. How do you not recovered yet?
Well, look at the response from when he had that surgery. It was like night and day.
Yeah, I know that. But he's gone from night and day, dominating Bruno, to finishing 8th when he had 4 people crash in front of him. Like... You didn't watch Aston last week, but he was not there.
Oh, no, I watched it, but...
Oh, sorry. I know you watched it, but for me, he was nowhere. And we're going into this weekend in Sachsenring. Yeah, he's going to dominate, but, he's still not right. He's still not right. So, I
don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's 100%, and that's what we're saying. Like, he won Balaton Park and Bruno on, 1.5 arms.
I just don't understand how another 4 weeks off is going to help him, though. He's already had 9 months off.
Yeah, but to build muscle around your arm...
He needs to be riding for that. Jimmy boy.
Yeah, but that's what he'll be doing. Not doing bicep curls for 4 weeks straight.
Kyle_man3. MotoGP without Phillip Island maybe like F1 without Silverstone.
Golf course?
Dude, Silverstone was on last night. Fuck, it is an unbelievable racetrack. You just forget about how good that track is. I'm going to say it's the best F1 circuit on the calendar.
Yeah.
They don't break between turn 7 and turn 16.
It's fucked.
Crazy. I mean, I know there's shit rules now where it's all fucking clipping and stuff, but anyway.
Who won?
Charles Leclerc.
That's crazy.
Aiden_27. Ducati's home race this weekend, boys. Germany. Haha.
Yeah, the Aprilia will be saying that. And look, it's Marc's backyard. There's a obviously special affiliation there. And Ducati's, as we all know, are owned by Audi.
Yes.
German company. They own everything though, don't they?
They own a lot. Matty Stevens. Fabio could have gone to Aprilia years ago, but took the Yamaha paycheck. Hope he kills it at Honda. I gave him a dig and then swept him back up again.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
That's a good man. If Fabio Quartararo went to Aprilia 2 years ago, he wouldn't have beaten Marc. But he could be firmly in the championship contention right now.
Oh, God, yeah.
He would be almost leading the championship.
Yeah, a fit Quartararo on this year's Aprilia would be fucking amazing.
I'm a little bit nervous for Quartararo next year, though. We're talking about Quartararo like he's fighting for the championship. He hasn't fought for a championship in 3, 4, 5 years. And he's gone on to a Honda. Look, I'm sure it's going to be good, but... and I hope we're right and everyone's right about how it's going to be more rideable for riders and everything. But if Quartararo is struggling in 6th or 7th, this is a fucking issue.
But it's not Quartararo is going to be the issue. It's going to be a Honda if it was an issue. He's got to be up there and thereabouts if the Honda's good.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's the new regs. It shouldn't be, to a degree, it shouldn't be to the bike like it is now. As what everyone's saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, we didn't talk about this, but we will now. James_S1000RR, James, the racing ready one version.
That's one of the minions, I'm pretty sure.
It is, yeah, Jimmy boy. Both Jimmys. Good to see Chantry get a win without doing a single lap at the Suzuka 8 hour. Talk to me.
So I don't know if anyone watches Suzuki now, but I'm sure a lot of our listeners did. It was like they had like a fucking typhoon go through Japan. It was wet the whole weekend. It was wet the whole race, and they didn't put Somcat Chanter in for his because of his lack of experience on the Honda and his injuries, and because it was a bit wet. So they're like, nah. So Honda went and won with 2 riders instead of 3. But like crazy, like Chantra was like the laughing stock of MotoGP for so long. Then he wins the Suzuki A down. Didn't even fucking throw a leg over. Couldn't even put him on for a parade lap for a lap.
They need to change the rules for that next year. It should just be 2 riders from now on. Because 2 riders have won it 2 years in a row.
They have.
So I suppose if one of them gets injured, it's one backup. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's right. But like, if I'm Somcat Chantra, my fucking
he's not getting
ego.
He's not getting on the podium, surely.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. Like, I didn't watch the podium. He probably did. He would have.
Oh, Jesus. Jack Giles, OG. 1 Mir will be top 5 in the championship next year. Oh, no way. Absolutely not. That's crazy.
On the Grassini Ducati. Nah, he won't be. He'll be top 8.
He's smoking the Perth Gunji, Como. Bloody Jack Giles on that
Freak Manor, where he's from.
Freak Manor. Derek Hall. Bez is even less world champ material than Pecco was. Pecco will come out ahead next year.
Well, that'll be interesting.
I hadn't even thought about that yet. That's a really good point. A battle of the Aprilias.
That'll be interesting between 2 friends. Like, nothing's going to happen.
Nah, nothing. They'll take each other out. They'll be already shaking hands on the gravel track.
They'll be shaking hands as they're taking, just sliding, fucking sliding through. Legit. But with them 2, it will be interesting with them sharing a garage, but I think I don't see any fractures in that relationship at all. And iron's going to sharpen iron. It's only going to be beneficial for both of them. But I see Bezzecchi being the number 1 rider, of course.
Nick Jerfy, Bez to not win another race this season. I totally disagree on that. I think he will definitely probably win another 3 or 4 this year.
Doesn't this show how quickly he can turn around a MotoGP?
I thought we were bad, James.
Nick Jerfy.
I thought we were bad.
I love it. I love when people say crazy shit because we say crazy shit. But no, he's winning. He's still going to win races. Definitely.
I do want to say we had a lot of negative 1 Mir comments for next year. Lots. He won't win a race. He won't get on the podium. He won't do this. Won't do that. So there's a lot. So just wanted you to know that one.
Nah, I like it.
Frosty.Heat still convinced that Toprak will score his first win before Acosta.
Well, Acosta can't even finish a race, so yeah, maybe he will.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I think Acosta on that Ducati next year is gonna be pretty good.
Nah, so. He will get a win. He won't get a win on the KTM, but he'll get a win on the Ducati for sure. He's actually smoky for Thailand. Round 1.
Toprak or
Acosta.
Okay, sorry.
Because he's quick there.
Bay Bikes, how big of a loan has Grassini taken out for Mir's spare parts for next year?
There's so many funny AI photos of like a truck full of Juan Mir fairings and like broken bikes and them on like a conveyor belt all getting built. It's so funny.
That is funny. Oh, well, thanks, Jimmy Boy. That was a bit of a good preview show. It was a bit of us catching up as well, so thanks for everyone.
I know, it literally was. We haven't seen each other in like a week.
So thanks, everyone, for listening for our conversation.
Yeah.
But we'll be back better and bigger and better next Monday night for a review pod, obviously, of Sachsenring. It's going to be a huge race. If you're not already, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We really appreciate the love and support from there. And, yeah, we'll see you next week, Jimmy Boy.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Patreon right now.
We are too.
Yeah, sign up to our Patreon. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.